Hey, welcome. Have you ever wondered why some people, or some businesses, just skyrocket to success, while others who started in the exact same spot just kind of tread water? Well, it often comes down to something we're calling the extra effort principle. So, picture this. You've got two identical businesses. Same products, same investment, same location. They even flip the open sign for the first time on the very same day. But you fast forward 5 years, and one is the talk of the town, while the other is barely hanging on. How does that happen? What is the secret ingredient? Let's make this real. Our story is about two grocery shops. You've got Shop A, run by a guy named Ramesh, and right next door, Shop B, run by Suresh. And seriously, the setup was a perfect experiment. They're in the same market, put in the same money, sell the same stuff, and started from zero on the same day. But after 5 years, whoa, their paths couldn't be more different. Ramesh's shop was just surviving, making just enough to keep the lights on. But Suresh's shop, it had become the most popular store in the entire market. It was always buzzing with people. The difference was just massive. So, naturally, this huge difference got people curious, especially this one young businessman who just couldn't wrap his head around it. He decided he was going to figure it out, to find the secret behind Suresh's incredible success. So, he went right to the source. First, he walks over to Ramesh, the owner of the struggling shop, and asks him, "What's the deal?" Ramesh's answer? It was bitter, full of excuses. "Oh, he's just lucky," he said. "He gets better customers." He basically blamed everything and everyone but himself. For him, Suresh's success was some kind of unknowable magic trick. But then, the young man asks Suresh the exact same question, and the answer was completely different. Suresh just smiled and said, "There's no secret." Really? But instead of giving some big speech, he offered a simple experiment. He said, "Just stand right here and watch both of our shops for 1 hour." The truth, he hinted, was hiding in plain sight. And so the experiment began. Just 1 hour of watching. No spreadsheets, no complex analysis, just observing the simple day-to-day reality of how each shop was run. And in that single hour, everything became crystal clear. Okay, first observation. A customer comes in looking for organic rice. They go to Ramesh's shop. The answer? A flat. No. End of conversation. But at Suresh's shop, he doesn't have it either, but his answer opens a door. He says, "Not right now, but hey, give me your number and I'll call you the second it comes in next week." See the difference? One is a dead end. The other is the start of a relationship. All right, next up. A customer asks about home delivery. Ramesh's response is another hard stop. "No, I don't do that." He's basically defining the limits of his service. Suresh, on the other hand, says yes, absolutely. In fact, after 7 p.m., I deliver for free to nearby areas. He's not just selling groceries, he's actually solving a problem for his customer. Then you see the human element kick in. A regular customer walks into Ramesh's shop. He's just buried in his phone, barely even looks up. The customer feels invisible. But when a regular walks into Suresh's place, it's, "Sharmaji, great to see you. How did your daughter's exam go?" It's the difference between being a transaction and being a person. And this final observation might be the most powerful one. A customer asks for something that's out of stock. Ramesh just states the obvious. We don't have it. The problem is now back on the customer. But Suresh? He takes ownership of the problem. He says, "Hang on, let me check if the shop next door has it. I'll go grab it for you." Think about that. He might not make a single rupee on that item, but he has just earned a customer for life. So the hour is up, and the pattern is just undeniable, right? In every single one of those interactions, Ramesh did the absolute bare minimum. He answered the question, and that was it. But Suresh, in every single case, went just that little bit further. He offered a solution, a personal touch, a future promise, an extra service. And what our young businessman realized is that this isn't about a few customer service tricks. No, the difference was much, much deeper. It was about a fundamental philosophy, a core principle that drove every single action. Suresh explained it perfectly himself. He said, he sees customers as transactions, just a wallet that opens and closes. I see them as relationships. That one shift in mindset, well, it changes absolutely everything. And then he took it a step further. He's just running a shop. I'm building a community. See, Ramesh was just in the business of selling goods. Suresh was building a place where people felt they belonged, where they felt seen and cared for. His store became part of their lives, not just a place they went to buy stuff. And this brings us right to the heart of it. This is the extra effort principle. It's the idea that those consistent small efforts, the ones that go just a tiny bit beyond what's required, are the real engine of massive long-term success. It's not about huge grand gestures. It's about the little things, done over and over and over again. Okay, so that's a great story, but how does this actually apply to you and me? Because this isn't just about running a grocery store. This is a principle for your career, for your relationships, for anything you do. Let's talk about what I call your 10% advantage. Just think about this number, 10%. Suresh wasn't working twice as hard as Ramesh. He was just putting in maybe 10% more thought, 10% more care into each little moment. It's that little bit extra. In an office, it's the person who sends a quick, clear summary email after a confusing meeting. In a friendship, it's remembering a tiny detail someone told you weeks ago. It feels small, almost insignificant at the moment, but its impact over time is gigantic. And here's why that little 10% is so powerful. It compounds. It's like interest in a bank account. When you consistently do just a little more than you have to, that value builds on itself. That helpful email? The first time, it's just nice. But after a year of doing it, you become known as the most reliable person on the team. To everyone on the outside, your success looks like luck. But it's not. It is the predictable, almost automatic result of consistent extra effort. And really, this is the main takeaway. Success isn't some lightning strike, some one-time event. It's forged in 1,000 tiny, often invisible, daily decisions to just do a little more, to be a little more helpful, to care a little bit more. It's a marathon of small steps, not one giant leap. So, I'll leave you with this question. It's not about completely changing your life tomorrow. It's much simpler than that. It's about the very next thing you do. In your next email, your next conversation, your next task at work, where are you going to apply your extra 10%?